Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel again. In this video, I'm gonna do CRUD operation using MongoDB and Node.js. For this, I had already created a folder named CRUD. So let's move to the terminal, and here I'm gonna start my project. For this, huge npm init. Make sure you had installed Node.js to your computer system. There you need to mention your package name, version, description, entry point, and test command, your Git repository. You can fill all of this field according to you, or you can leave all of this empty. Just press enter. So by doing so, I had created package.json file in my folder. So let's start installing the dependency. Just clear it, and let's install npm I test.save express. Press enter. So the dependency has been successfully installed. There you can see in your dependency we have express version cap 4.17.1. After that, I'm going to create a file called server.js. Also, I'm going to create another file for app.js. Let's ignore it and move to our server.js file. Here I'm going to use variable const http is equal to the required http. First of all, I'm gonna set the environment for Node.js where we can call the API and that perform operation according to our database. And after doing the setup of all of API, then we're gonna perform the CRUD operation, create, update, delete operation for MongoDB with Node.js. So also I'm going to use another variable for port. Const port is equal to the process dot environment dot port, or if it is not set, then give it 3000. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Now here I'm going to use const server is equal to http dot create server, leave it at, and server dot listen, and give it the reference of your port. It will listen on that particular port. So now move to our app.js file. What I'm gonna do here, first I need express here, so const express is equal to the require express. Next thing, const app, and inside it I'm gonna give the reference of express and do it as a method. Now that's fine. Now app.use, and here I'm going to use request response and next. Like request what we get from the client side, and response what we are sending to the client side, and next, like this is a middleware. By calling the next method, it will execute the next middleware, otherwise it will not gonna execute the next middleware after that. So let's response dot status like give it 200 and use some JSON as well. And what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna give it the message uh, like server is running. Save this. Also, what I need to do, I need to export it. So module dot export is equal to the app. Now move to our server.js file, and what I'm gonna do here, I need to import app. So const app is equal to require, and inside it I need to give the path of app and use its reference in this as a parameter. So now save this and move to our terminal. So just to use node space server dot js. Open Postman as well, where we're gonna test our API. Make sure you had installed Postman in your computer as well. It is a nice tool. Now inside the Postman, just use localhost, and after that use colon, and after that you have to give your port number. Like I'm using 3000, so use this in Postman, and after that hit a send. Then it will give you the message which we are sending. Server is running. So our server is running. Let's set up the route for our API. Also, I'm gonna install further dependency as well. Like I'm gonna install mongoDb, as we do not need to start our server again. So for this, use command npm I test cu dash dev node1. Now I need to install one more dependency, npm I test cu Morgan. Also, I need to install body parser as well. Hit enter. So you can see in body package.json inside dependency we had body parser, express, and Morgan. As well in the dev dependency we have node1 as well. So make script with like for start. Right, spell it start. What it's gonna do? Node1 space server.js. Save this and move to your terminal and use npm start. There you can see it has started our server using node1. Here we go. Now move to our app.js file and import all of these dependency, like const Morgan is equal to require Morgan. Also const body parser is equal to require body parser. Now app.use. Inside it I'm going to use Morgan as the dev. Save this. Also, next thing that I'm gonna use app dot use. Here I'm gonna use body parser dot URL encoded, and inside it I'm gonna use extended. You're gonna give it true for like you're gonna use rich text, or if you are not working with rich text, you can just give it false as well. Also, uh, use app dot use body parser dot JSON. Save this. Like body parser will simply parse the body of the incoming request. Now, next thing that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create a folder for API. Inside it, I'm gonna create a subfolder for routes, and let's we have a book list, so give it in like books.js. Like for this, I'm gonna create where you can create the new product of the book, like a book hold the name, title, and you can delete the particular item of book, or you will get the list of books you have. So for this, I'm going to use const express is equal to require express, and next thing I'm going to use const router is equal to um, express dot router. And what I'm going to use module dot export is equal to the router. Save this, and I'm going to make different requests like router dot get, put backslash here, and after that after params you can send your function where I'm going to use request response and next, and what I'm going to use here response dot send. I'm just sending it status of 200 and dot JSON. Inside JSON, I'm going to send a message like this is the get method. Save this, copy this, and paste it on. This is going to be the post method, and press enter here, and this will gonna be our delete method. Delete. Save all of this and move to your app.js file. Inside it, I'm going to use const books router is equal to require inside API we have routes, inside it I had books as well. Okay, after body parcel JSON server is running now, and here I'm going to use app.use and inside it I'm gonna use the books, and after that I'm gonna give the reference of our books router, and I do not need to use anymore, so just remove it from here, and let's start our server using npm start. Our server has been started. Now move to the Postman, and after that we have books. Let's see what will happen. So there you can see we get the message. This is the get method of the book, and let's use the post method. This is the post method, and next thing what I'm going to use, delete method. Okay, this is the delete method. Now we had successfully created all of our get, post, and delete method of our books route. Now let's connect to our database. For this, I had opened MongoDB Compass community. Make sure you had installed it in your computer, and before connect your MongoDB community, make sure in service your MongoDB server is running. So just close the service and use, and just connect the MongoDB Compass community. Now it has connected successfully. At the bottom of the screen, you will see a plus icon. By click on it, you can create your database. So I'm going to use CRUD box CRUD operation, and for collection name, I'm giving it like test. What I'm going to do, I'm going to create the collection from our node.js file, from our node. So just create database. So there you can see I had CRUD ops, and inside it I have test collection. Now move to node, our coding part. Inside terminal you can see I have different logs in my terminal, like for get request of book, for post request of books, and for delete request of books. This is due to I had installed the Morgan, and it will log everything in your terminal when you're gonna hit any API. So for create connection to our database, let's install Mongoose as well. I'm going to use npm install just save mongoose. So dependency has been successfully installed. Now let's import mongoose. Const mongoose is equal to require, and use mongoose here. Let's separate this middleware from the dependency, and here I'm going to use mongoose to connect. There you need to pass your connection string, like mongoDB. Since I'm connecting it to my localhost, so localhost, and after that you need to give your port number. It was 27017. After that you need to give your database name. And what was the name? It's CRUD oops, or database. You can simply copy it from here as well. And any another thing, if you want to pass, just separate it by comma and you can pass it as an object. Like I'm gonna use new URL parser, that will be true, and use unified topology, that will be true. Save this. Now we had made connection to our database. Next thing what I'm gonna do, I need to make the models. So just you can create separate folder for the models, or you can create another folder inside API. One folder I had already created for routes, and let's create another folder for models. And inside the models, what I'm gonna use another file for books.js. Like we have our two file with same name book.js, but one file for the routes and another file for the models. For this, I'm gonna use const mongoose as equal to the require mongoose, and I'm gonna use const books schema as equal to mongoose dot schema, and inside it I'm gonna use its parameters like for ID, and next thing it will gonna hold the name, next thing it will gonna hold the price as well. So for ID, let's use mongoose dot schema dot types dot object ID, and for I'm gonna use string, and for the price I'm gonna use the number. Save all of these, and I'm gonna use it to export. So module dot export is equal to the mongoose dot model, and here you can give the name of your model, and there I'm gonna pass the reference of our model book schema, and I'm just give it name of books. Now save this and move to our book.js inside our route folder, and what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna use const book is equal to the require, and here we need to give the path of our model. So inside models I had oops, okay, use name of book, and just move inside our post request where we're going to create the books. So const book is equal to new book, and inside it I'm going to use has ID, that should be new mongoose. First I need to import mongoose in it as well, so const mongoose is equal to require mongoose, and now use new mongoose dot types dot object ID, and for name we will get from request.body.name. Also price we will get from our request.body.price. After that, save this like book.save. This should be a method, and then after we're gonna use the promise here and catch. Inside catch the error and console.log error, and inside the result is equal to console.log. This is an error function. I hope all of you are familiar with it. Just save this and let's start our server using npm start. Server has been started successfully, and mongoDb Postman and use post request. And what I'm gonna use here, inside the coding I'm gonna send some raw data in JSON format, like the name of the book, like book 1, and second one the price of book. Let's give it 20. Just to send the request. This is post method, and to move to our terminal. So there you can see in the terminal we had logged the post request, ID of the book, name of the book, and price of the books. Now move to our database. Just refresh it. And inside CRUD operation, you can see we have another collection of books, and in which we have one entry of book 1, which price is 20. Like just drop the collection of test, as we are not going to use it anymore, and focus on its the books collection. So there we had successfully created the text collection. Also, let's change the response message, like this is post method in place of I'm going to use new book item has been created. Save this. We do not need to start server again and again, and let's use name of book 2, and it will hold the price of 50. Let's send the request, and there you can see the response. It is showing new book item has been created, and let's see if we holding another entry in database. Yeah, so we have 2 entry in our collection of books, book 1 and book 2. Now move to our coding part. Now let's get the all books. Now use book dot find. This is a method, and after that I'm going to use dot use it here, dot execute exe, and after that I'm going to use the promise, then do this, otherwise catch the error. So inside the I'm going to use like books list is equal to, this will be an error, and what I'm going to use here, I'm going to use response dot status with 200 and dot JSON. I'm going to pass the book list. Similarly, inside the catch block, I'm going to use inside the catch block, it will be error, and what I'm going to use here, response dot status, this could be 500, and dot JSON. Inside JSON, I'm gonna use error, and I'm passing it reference of error. Save this. And I do not need to send the response again, just remove it and save this. We do not need to start our server again, as we are using Node-mon. Now move to the Postman and change this request to the get. So there you can see inside we have a list of all books, like we had 2 entry here, and I got both of entry here. Now do one more thing, like here we are getting the list of all of the entry we have in our database. I need to just find the book of that particular ID, like every book has its particular ID, and on the basis of that I need to find that particular book. Let's create another get method for it as well. For this I'm going to use another get method, so use router dot get and inside it I'm going to use our, by using colon I'm going to pass the book ID, and just use your request response and your next method here. First log this ID. I'm going to use const ID is equal to request dot params dot give it name, as we are passing here book ID. Okay, let's cancel this. I do not need to update this time. And after that I'm going to use book dot find by IT. Inside it I'm going to use the reference of our ID, then use your x3. After that I'm going to use promise, then also I'm going to use catch. Like inside it we had to check two conditions, whether we got the particular item based on the ID, and if we do not get the particular item, then we need to send uh, the message just like the particular item has not found. Also another thing we have to do inside catch, we have to catch the error as well. So conditions should be used in .10. So where I'm going to use the book, and inside it I'm going to make a condition if book, then do this, else do this. So if it will find the book, then just send the response dot status of code 200, which means success, and also send the JSON. Inside JSON I'm gonna pass the book And inside the else block, like if we do not have any particular item in our database, then send the response of 404, that means not found. And inside JSON, I'm gonna just pass a message like item not found, or you can say book not found. Now move to our catch. Inside I'm gonna use the error, and what I'm gonna use here, I'm gonna just response dot status of 500 and dot JSON. I'm gonna use error and giving it reference software. Save all of this and let's move to our Postman. Like we have ID of that particular book. I just copy this and by giving slash I had just pasted the ID. Let's send the request and see what will happen. So there you can see, like inside body we do not need to pass anything, or if you are passing anything we are not getting anything from our API side. So you can send request again and there you can see the output we had particular. Let's change the ID with any number that is not in database. So there you can see it is showing book not found. Like if you go in database we have such a particular ID of any book. So we had done two things. We had created new books in database. Also, we had get the list of book from the database. Also, we get the book based on the particular ID. Now, next thing what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna delete the book based on the particular ID. Now, inside the delete request, we need to pass the book ID as well. Here, paras the params. Just copy from the bottom and use from here and use its params so there as well. Now I do not need this response anymore. What I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna use the reference of book dot remove, and here I'm gonna pass an object like which book I have to remove based on like particular ID. There I'm gonna use underscore ID, and for its value I'm gonna pass the reference of ID of this constant which I had created. Also I'm gonna use here dot execute and use promise here dot 10. Then I'm gonna use dot catch. So if it inside the then I'm gonna just pass the result what we got after deleting the book, then choose result, and then I'm gonna use our response dot status. I'm giving it 200 and dot JSON. I'm gonna just pass the result, and inside catch block I'm gonna use the error and response dot status, and for this I'm gonna use the status of 500, and I'm gonna just pass the an object for error, like use error. Now save all of this and move to the Postman. Like we had sent that particular get request for that ID. Now just send the same request for delete. Okay, that's showing error like HTML page. We will handle it as well in this video for error handle. Just pass the ID of that book. I had made some change in ID. It's showing some error, and inside console you can see it is saying that exe.then is not a function. I forgot to add parentheses after that. That's why it's showing error. Now server has been started again. Just send the request. So deleted count we get 1, okay 1, and we got the status as well 200. So we had deleted the book of name 1 that holding that particular ID. Now let's see, refresh our database. Now in this collection you will see we had now only one entry. Now just work on some error handling as well, like all of we had created all of operation for creating and getting the list and deleting as well. And let's do some work with error handling as well. Now move to our app.js file. One for like if error is for not found, or second for if any other kind of error. So I'm going to use app.use, and here I'm going to use request response, and next. This will going to use for not found, and next one I'm going to use for any other type of error, and here I'm going to use extra parameter for this as well, error. And you can give it command as well, like this one is for not found, and this will be for any other type error. Now inside it I'm going to use const error is equal to new error, and inside it I'm going to use not found, and error dot status, this will be equal to the 404, that will for not found, and for next I'm gonna just use error. Now inside the next one I'm gonna use like error. This will send the status of our error.status, otherwise it will send the of status of 500. Just read control, just send it as a response.status. And also for the JSON I'm going to use the message of the error, and message. Inside the message I'm going to pass the error, reference of error dot message. Now save this and move to the Postman, like just change the ID here as well. There you can see before it was showing an HTML page when it got the error when it's not found that particular ID, Now it's showing just simply message for not found. So we had successfully handled the error. So we had done all of the things. Hope all of you enjoy the video and give a big thumbs up to the video. And if you like it, then subscribe my channel as well for the upcoming video. Thank you.